Space Cases! We are live for the first time in God knows how long. Everything is back up and running. I am so excited to be here, and I hope that you guys are too. I pulled up my Vow to My Liege on Steam earlier today. I found it for like $7, which is like, this is a no-brainer. So I'm thinking, let's get things started with cute dating sims. Hey Walker, hey Aqua! Nice. Alright, we are clicking to start. I don't know if this is voiced. I don't know anything other than, it's kind of a gender-bending romance thing, like a cross-dressing woman. Hey, Aisha! Oh my gosh, everyone! And Tommy, oh my gosh! Hi! Hello! You might, Walker, you might. I'm just gonna check the settings real quick. Voice volume, perfect, so it is voiced. Oh no! Shoot, I forgot to get the head pat thing working. Hold on just a moment, friends. Hold on just a single moment. Now, if I could just remember the site, I set up the head pats, like, where is it? Where on earth did it go? Is it here? Is it there? Oh my gosh. Oh, we are jumping onto White Base! Thank you for the White Base. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will have this head pats working shortly. Any moment now. I have like 10,000 bookmarks to go through. Or I know it's somewhere. Oh, I think I found it. There we go. There we go. What do you mean disconnected? No, don't be disconnected. Be connected. I'll have to enable it through, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Yes, already with the scuff. I don't remember my hotkey for the head pats, but let me see if I can trigger that real quick. There we go. Wah, head pats! We got the head pats redeem going! Alright, oh my gosh, it's time, friends, it's time. So let's date cute dudes. Operational guide, very interesting, not very interesting. Alright, all contents belong to the company. Fantastic. This is a work of fiction. Absolutely wonderful. I never would have guessed. Dude. Do you guys want to take this sacred vow with us? Okay. They do want my soul. They want your soul too. In a time of myths and legends, under the mandate of heaven, King Wu overthrew the corrupt King Yu and started the Zhao dynasty of peace and prosperity. The good king secretly created... Cute boys always want your soul? Yeah, I don't know. It's, all I know, I kind of jumped into it without a lot of research. I was like, cute dating, go! Thank you for redeeming the baby oos. I probably should find something that's a little louder than that, but God damn it, everybody. Thank you for all of the redeems. Thank you so much for all of the silliness. Alright, what is our nickname? Where the hotties at? Yeah, the hotties need to name their... Let's see, I guess we will be Ayu and Tengyu. I don't really feel like changing the name around and being full of myself and stealing the protagonist's name. So welcome to the prologue, everybody. The darkening skies that foretell the coming of impending rain feel suffocating. We do use all our silliness and concentrate. It's good. Zoom! An island shrouded in mist stands in the middle of Lake Tai. At the heart of the island, on an altar, stand two banners with faded golden lines. Around them stand a group of motionless priestesses, on ground that has been tainted red with blood. This is a cool shot. Before a large rectangle bronze ding, the head priest and head priestess lead a liturgical procession headed by my royal father, Heilu. Heilu? God, I forgot I'm terrible with Chinese names. And all members of his household, including my brothers and I. Everyone here is well aware that this autumn's offering ceremony is anything but usual. We will soon be executing the dragon god that our country has worshipped for generations. Okay, that's intense. That's really intense. Yeah, this is really, really nice. Fu Chai, my third brother, who is standing next to me, keeps shivering with fear. Even though he is a year older than me, his lack of courage is alarming. I hope they're an option. I think there are 4, maybe 5 love interests. I clench the jade fish amulet that Yi Guang lent to me for protection as I steel myself. Shi Yi Guang, the son of the head priest and priestess, is currently east of Lake Tai on Tiger Hill, tending to the magical array that is set up there to seal the god. We must romance them all. It's like Pokemon, you know? Except instead of Smash or Pass Pokemon, it's Smash or Pass all of these people. No hydrate redeem. I swear I hydrate on my own. If we fail to execute the dragon god here, we will be able to seal him on Tiger Hill. The Shi family does indeed live up to their reputation for being the most formidable priests and priestesses in the Ing Kingdom. It's Smash or Pass if all of them are Smash, yes. My father, the king, takes the incense from the head priest and bows reverently to the sacred ding. Even though we are far away from Tiger Hill, we can see the smoke rising from its fiery beacon, a sign that Yi Guang is ready to seal off the god. There is no way for my father to withdraw from this battle. The dragon god needs to die. We cannot afford to fail, for if we do, he will obliterate the kingdom of Ing. A sense of resolution can be seen on my father's expression. I take a deep breath, only to have my senses assaulted by the stench of rotten fish, which makes it hard to breathe. I really hope the rotten fish go away, and let us do something a lot more romantic. The putrid soil, withered reeds, and the smell of blood. Pull yourself together, Tengyu. You are, after all, the royal princess of Ying. I quietly tell myself. Although Yi Guang and I are both 14 years... 14? Really? We're baby. We're absolute baby. He's already shouldering so many responsibilities while I still have so much room to improve. Right? I hope there's a little age up before this gets interesting. The autumn offering ritual is beginning. The priestesses start the ritual chants. Like the smoke from a burning incense, the sound of their chanting, "Thank you for the head pats! Ah! Woo!" The sound of their chanting drifts away on the wind towards the lake. The head priest and priestess start dancing to the chants. Their long sleeves trail gracefully behind them like the wings of a white crane taking flight, or the fins of a fish in water. This is my first time seeing the sacred transcending fish dance. I am entranced. Entranced, we must dance. Fu Chai gently tugs at my sleeve to make me realize our 2 elder brothers have already walked forwards, reaching into the ding, are now placing something onto their lips. Whoa! Whoa! It's blood! Yikes! Staring at the red, viscous liquid in the bronze ding, I feel a sense of dreaded apprehension in the pit of my stomach. I quickly touch some of the blood to my lips. That strange, greasy feeling still lingers on my fingertips. We summon the power of heaven to slay the dragon god, to be a shining example of virtue to all mortals, to... Man, even I can... Secret vampire subplot! Oh my gosh! Together with the crowd, I start to chant the words of our vow with a troubled heart. Slaying a god. What an insane notion. As we chant, bits of golden light float out of my father's body to merge with the golden beam of light that is emitting from the center of the bronze ding. Looking at myself and my 3 older brothers, it seems that we are in the same transcendental state as our father. It does have really interesting art. Honestly, this is great. As the head priest and priestess dance, the banners start to flutter in the wind. The golden beam pierces the dark clouds, breaking them apart to reveal a clear, bright autumn sky. Cliché powers activate. A black arrow flies through the sky and lands at my father's feet. Over 100 black-robed priests surround the altar. We are summoning Ho-Oh. Maybe we're summoning Lugia. Do you guys remember the Lugia movie? I feel like the background music is a little comparable, maybe? I'm getting some similar vibes. The one who appears to be leading them is the previous head priest, Mage Zan. Didn't he defect to another country many years ago? You're shameless. There was an ocarina, yes! Oh my god, that was such a good damn movie. How dare you betray the dragon god and break the sacred vow that your ancestors have kept with him? My ancestors and I had been following the righteous way of heaven when the dragon god deceived us. How can we submit to a demonic monster any longer? I want to be the very best at getting dates. Without any hesitation, my father draws out his sword. I like the dad. Can we just play as the dad? And, the song Summon Lugia on your phone. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's wonderful. That's so fantastic. At the altar, the black and white figures intertwine in the chaos to create a third color. Red. One by one, young priestesses start falling to the men in black robes, their beautiful faces and supple bodies breaking into pieces of meat. As blood flows like water into the lake, I can hear rumbling sounds coming from all 4 corners of the lake, like that of a monster leaping out of the water. This is the first time that I've ever laid eyes on the dragon god. This gigantic white creature is beautiful yet terrifying. I stand motionlessly, unable to take my gaze off the creature. As I stand before this absolute power, I feel so insignificant it feels like offense. Right? This is super spooky. I am caught off guard when the head priestess pulls me away and into the bosoms of my older brothers, before calling forth the magical swords of water. They miss me by the skin of my teeth as they fly towards the dragon god and pierce him. Gigantic white creature, black silhouette. What is going on? Maybe they're, inverse colorblind? Mage Xian shoots us a malicious glare. Today you will taste the divine power of the dragon god. Oh no! Oh no! Oreo dragon, Oreo dragon! He gives a long whistle, summoning tall columns of muddy water from the lake. In an instant, they rush at the head priest and my brothers, and all who are there to safeguard us. Oh, what in tarnation? Enjoy your lurk, Walker! My father gives a roar of anguish that resounds in all directions as the phrase, "We failed to kill the dragon god!" shrills repeatedly in my ears. Hello, your sons are all dead. Enjoy this taste of despair and defeat before you die. Oh man. The dead bodies of my brothers are suspended by columns of brackish water. A severed pinky lands at my feet. Which of my brothers did this belong to? Yikes! I cannot endure it anymore and throw up on the ground. Yikes, I would have liked to warn for this, but I apologize to anyone who's a little squeamish. Trying hard to contain her grief, the head priestess calls forth an ice blade that pierces through the sacred ding. Set a scene for romance, right? In my state of semi-consciousness, I hear her call out, "Spirit of the ding, obey me. Capture the dragon." Bright white light emits out from the belly of the ding and transforms into a large ferocious tiger. It pins down the head of the dragon inside the vessel and shatters it into tiny pieces. That terrifying dragon, like a dying fish, lies on the altar, twitching weakly and helplessly. Its colossal body quickly disintegrates, giving off the strong stink of rotten fish. My sovereign god! Oh, not the priestess, too! I love the priestess. She pretty. All of a sudden, Mage Xian furiously stabs a short blade into the back of the head priestess, and with that, the white tiger suddenly disappears. My model is smiling too much. Frown. There we go. I stare mindlessly at the sacred ding as it gives off its last bit of golden light before absorbing the body of the dragon inside of it. Mage Xian, like a madman, pounces towards it. Is anyone else gonna die? Or maybe we'll start surviving. And that's a firm decapitation right there, courtesy of the father. Before my eyes, fresh red blood trails from the severed head as it lets out a hideous laugh. The descendants of the betrayer will be cast out. This evil deed that you've done today will be avenged 1,000 times over. Your nation will crumble. Families will be torn apart. Everything you treasure will be turned to ash. Saying this, Mage Xian's head explodes. Droplets of blood turn to blades as they fly at me. Go forth. Enjoy your night. I'm so sorry that it was so violent. My mind goes blank. The blades of blood fall short, less than a few inches away, as I unconsciously clutch the amulet with only one name on my lips. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. And now we are at chapter 1. Wonderful. Maybe a time skip? Time skip, please? Please be time skip. Liege. Liege. Ah! Dugga learns to date. They grow up so fast. Yes! I am learning all about dating and people losing their pinkies and all sorts of horrible things. Chen Feng, is that you? Time skip in a good direction to make us older than 14. My liege, you were talking in your sleep again. My chest. The sacred seal that is on my chest is hurting terribly again. It hurts to the point that I can't even cry out. With trembling hands, I search for the thing that I need so desperately. Where is it? Where could it be? Yes, losing pinkies. There was a really violent start to this game. There was a god sealing that went wrong, and oh my gosh. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. The jade fish is over here. Phew! I press the amulet to my chest as its icy coldness slowly eases the pain until it completely fades away. Long story short, everyone dead. Except for our protagonist. The pain is now replaced by a feeling of intense abhorrence. This vile sacred seal on my chest is proof of my detestable connection to the dragon god. Even now, with that monster sealed up on Tiger Hill, the vow that puts me in this situation has yet to be broken. This torturous pain that flares up wherever and whenever has caused me a lot of misery. The fifth watch has yet to arrive. When my loyal guard sees my pale and exhausted expression, he gently continues to wipe away my cold sweat. Although he and I are long used to these situations, what really feels out of place is the dream that I just had. It felt so real. We just dreamt about the incident that happened 5 years ago. Okay, so we are 19 now. Excellent. Much better than a 14-year-old doing stuff with people who are considerably older than 14. Chen Feng's loyalty is unquestionable, but we both know that this burden is mine alone to bear. I believe he's one of the love interests. Chen Feng, do you think that there's a problem with the seal? Could that be why the former king and our older siblings have entered our dreams, urging us to break the sacred vow as soon as possible? The only reason why you're having this dream is because of the death anniversary of the former king is drawing nearer. Is that so? Just take the jade fish, for example. If the amulet made by the Shi clan is effective against the sacred seal on your chest, then should not the seal that was made with the blood, sweat, and tears of the entire clan be even more effective? Blood, sweat, and tears. Flesh and blood is more like it. Now, help us bathe and change our clothes. Ugh. I don't want to, read over the lovely voice acting, but I don't understand a word of it, and I don't know if anyone else... Feels like he's gaslighting us. No, he's gotta be a good man. I mean, look at that honest face. Are you saying that we were unable to handle that pesky envoy from Qi? change our clothes. Oh my. Wait, we're in the throne room and we're getting changed? I mean, you know, power to us, I guess. Kind of like you can VTube in your underwear? Luckily, the curtains are closed so no one can see how helpless their king is. Prime Minister, tell us, what is on today's agenda? Prime Minister? Prime Minister Wu is not in court today. Is he ill? Yesterday, Prime Minister Wu was full of vigor as he debated with me. What kind of illness could he possibly have today? Then, does Minister Bo know the reason for the Prime Minister's absence? This I do not know. Other than the death anniversary... Ultimate power move, hang in the throne room, buck naked. Other than the death anniversary of his father and brothers, Wu Jiyu has never missed a day of court. He comes in early every day to organize his reports and documents. That is why the other ministers have taken to calling him the Prime Minister of the Fourth Watch behind his back. But now it is already near the end of the Fifth Watch. Let's zoom dramatically. I look towards Chen Feng. He nods his head in acknowledgement and quietly takes his leave. If you can lose your Prime Minister in your kingdom's capital, then it is no wonder why you can't find our low-ranking officer. You know, question mark man, you can go suck it. How dare you intrude? It was your king who had agreed to let me search for my kingdom's missing officer in Gusu City. God, I can't pronounce any of this. I'm so sorry. Your Majesty, isn't your court within Gusu City? Well, aren't you eloquent? We understand that you have your duties to carry out, and that is why we have already sent our guards to search outside the city and the surrounding villages. So please do not worry. Your Majesty, you're only saying that to dismiss me. Our archival officer obviously encountered some evil happenstance when he passed Tiger Hill. So why will you not let me search for him up there? Because then the dragon will eat you! Jesus! How can we let an outsider like yourself disturb it? The grave of our former king is up there. How would he have encountered bandits if that is such an important place to your kingdom? Well, bandits don't care about dead kings! Ah! Stop being so persistent and be mindful of your manners. I'm afraid that was the Kingdom of Ing that drew first blood. It is my sincerest wish that the Kingdom of Ing and Qi become close allies, and that is why I approached your Majesty on the topic of marriage. Are we allowed to marry people? Because, I mean, I thought we were, like, confused gender. I think the female protagonist is pretending to be a dude right now? And now, your Majesty is hindering our search to save lives by brushing us off with excuses. How can we possibly ally ourselves with this kingdom? ... I want to take a deep breath. The envoy of Qi has been repeatedly rude to your Majesty and to the Kingdom of Ing. How long is your Majesty going to endure this mistreatment? Gong Sun Yi, are you threatening us? I would not dare. I do not threaten the naked king. Sorry, I think I'm funny and I'm not, and I'm super nervous. It's been a little while since I streamed, and I need to get with the goddamn program. We also hope that you understand that when the envoys of Qi were granted an audience, we had no knowledge of the aforementioned archival officer. Oh, thank you. I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying super hard. And now you would slight your kingdom's ally just to look for someone as insignificant as him. I don't know, I think we're more of a knockoff than Gucci, but we have treated you and your men as distinguished guests, fed you the same food we eat, and have even ignored the fact that you have intruded on our court. Yet you scorn and humiliate us in front of all our ministers and officers. How dare you, Gong Sun Yi? Before I can finish my sentence, everyone in the room has their hands on the hilt of their swords. Gong Sun Yi and his men take a few steps back in alarm. He recollects himself and bows to me with a hand-on-hand salute. Are we streaming? Yes, we streaming! Senpai! Thank you for showing up, buddy! It is I, the foreign envoy, who was rude. The missing officer is a family friend, so I hope that your majesty would be gracious enough to forgive me for taking things too far. Besides, if I were to fail in the mission that my liege has given to me, of joining our two kingdoms through marriage, then I would be grateful for the death sentence you would order on me for being discourteous to you. Wow. Alright, buddy. Thanks for changing your tune. Fine, it is only natural that your heart would be troubled when such situations arise. Thank you for the head pats! Look, I have head pat redeems! Hee! Am I a real VTuber now? Just when the ministers are about to protest in anger, I raise my hand to stop them. It is pointless to allow this argument to become personal. Thank you for more head pats! Ah! Oh, you know what? Let me show you guys something that I managed to key up. Wah! Thank you for the head pats! Yeah! I was hiding another expression this whole time, and I only recently figured out how to hotkey it, because I am not an intelligent doggo. Mr. Gongsun, in admiration for your loyalty, we will let you off this one time. But next time we hope that you will be more discerning over what is important. Senpai, oh no! There's like a chain of senpai going on here. I'm your senpai. Senpai's my senpai. Aqua is senpai. It's just senpaiception. Thank you very much, Your Majesty. Thank you, Manager-san. Actually, it is not that we are unwilling to marry your kingdom's princess, nor are we trying to make things difficult for you. It has yet to be 3 years since the former king died. Wait, if it's less than 3 years since the king died, is the senpai of my senpai my senpai? Yes! If the king only died 3 years ago, how is this a 5-year time skip? Awoo awoo! Thank you for the awoos! So many senpais, so many awoos! We had hoped to review the marriage proposal after his approaching death anniversary. If that isn't the title of a web novel, then I'll change that. Yes! Absolutely wonderful. I would expect nothing less of you, and I would trust you implicitly to make this senpaiception happen. Please rest at the guest house for the next 2 days while we personally go to Tiger Hill to find your missing officer. I will have to go to Tiger Hill personally to look for him myself. Men, send Mr. Gongsun back to the guest house and attend to his every need. Whew. I heave a sigh of relief as I see Gongsun Yi leave. My body crumbles involuntarily where I sit. A pair of familiar hands steady me as a calm voice drifts to my ears. Oh, this is a calm voice. Before the court was called to session, an attendant in white paid a visit to the Prime Minister. After that, the Prime Minister had rushed out of the city. In white? Could it be someone from the temple on Tiger Hill? The Prime Minister had indeed headed north. For the envoy of Qi to cause such an uproar over such a lowly official, we are afraid that there is more than meets the eye to the simple diplomatic relationship. Oh my god, there are Transformers, you guys! More than meets the eye. Like, do-do-do-do-do. Ah! Where's Ace when you need him if there are Transformers everywhere? Do you think this guy is secretly, what were they called? Was it pretenders or headmasters were something that, like, there were like people inside of robots, inside of robots, inside of robots. It's crazy. There's some really weird things out there. He is a Jedi in training. God damn. Shenfeng, bring us back to our chamber to change our clothes. We want to look for the Prime Minister personally. It was pretenders. Okay. Thank you. Man, this guy is just like our clothing manservant. Please rest in the palace instead. If our clothes are wet, then all we need to do is change it to dry ones. ... Help us change our clothes. Can't follow that logic. I spread my arms in front of the mirror to reveal a pale, thin body with hard lines and scars from years of practicing martial arts. Yet I have the soft breasts of a woman. Look, this body has been ruined beyond recognition. There isn't an ounce of womanly features left. I am neither a princess nor a king. I am a monster. Yikes. It is only because the kingdom of Ing has a liege that we continue to exist. Is that so? Then why do I have to be humiliated like I was today and keep wasting my energy on Gong Sun Yi? Little less spicy, yeah. Only a man can continue the family name. As long as I keep pretending to be a man, the kingdom of Ing can continue on for generations to come. And the other kingdoms would not dare trample on mine. My liege, as the king, you are not inferior to any man on earth. Really? Maybe so, but people are superficial, and would rather have a monster than a woman as their king. Why do you despise yourself so? Aww. This guy does have some good potential to be a decent love interest. I no longer have a sense of self. Perhaps we will need to take a wife and have sons in a few months' time. Shenfeng, do you think the sacred seal on my chest has changed a bit of its color? I have never looked carefully at it. Well, thank you. That's very respectful of you. Forget it. Once it turns completely black, our death will be imminent. The envoys have already acquired a few sacred artifacts from the various places. Soon we'll be able to break the sacred vow. Ah, those are fakes, just like us. Your Majesty. What is it? The Prime Minister has sent you a message. Shenfeng quickly steps out of the room, only to return with a tightly rolled up piece of cloth. Read. There is a change at the temple. Come quickly to Tiger Hill. The Prime Minister has good foresight. He knew that we would go search for him. Please be cautious, my liege, and send me to see the Prime Minister in your stead. This is urgent. Prepare the carriage. Alright. So, hopefully we won't find his pinky. The late coming spring. Grows and passes, what? What am I even saying? Grows grasses and trees lusciously green. Overhead the orioles sing, while winsome villagers tender shoots bring. I cannot admire this beautiful scenery before me. Even though Shenfeng did not prevent me from leaving the palace, I take a revitalizing pill just to be safe. The bitter taste that fills my mouth serves as a constant reminder that I need to protect this broken body. Suddenly, Shenfeng clutches the hilt of his sword. What is wrong? There are soldiers surrounding the caretaker's hut. Let's take a look. Your Majesty, has something happened over here? There is a prisoner in the caretaker's hut who is suspected of murder. Oh, okay, but who is the victim? Murder? Oh, puppy! Hello, puppy! How are you doing, puppy? Puppy, 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 puppy! I'm so excited to hear about other people's puppies. Mine is asleep, enjoying his rest. Redeem Bork. I do have a 111. Murder means that someone is dead. Is this fate? Like, of course. One. Thank you for the 111s. Thank you for the Nico Nico Ni. For Wuzi to be so anxious, could the victim be the missing archival officer from the Kingdom of Qi? Or, as I push aside the soldier to go into the caretaker's hut, I hear a loud cry come from within. Who is it? Hearing the familiar voice, my mind, foggy from the medication, suddenly becomes clear. I cannot go in as the king of Ing. The Prime Minister has ordered that the prisoner not be allowed to talk to anyone. Aren't you someone then, Mr. Soldier? Shut up! I think the prisoner is also one of the love interests. So I'm kinda curious about that. Although I do not want to rush headfirst into things. I cannot sit idly by and do nothing, right? Until we have all the details, no one is to treat the suspect so harshly. Understood. The sound of galloping horses grows louder and louder behind me. I turn around to see a pair of fierce, majestic eyes looking right at me. Woof! A bad boy romance option. And the hello, buddy. I could stare at this guy for a while. God damn. A white-haired man reins in his horse and looks down at me from its back. Prime Minister. Stonk. He's got the stonks. Wuziyu greets me casually with a hand-on-hand salute. He takes a slanted, sidelong glance at the crude stone house where Gojian is being held. Is this the appropriate time for you to concern yourself with the vicious ingrate, my liege? You heard us. He's still the king of Yue, after all. Let's not go overboard. Woof. He lost the war and entered our kingdom as a slave. He should be treated like one. That's not very polite, dude. He hardens his expression and... and throws me unceremoniously onto the back of his horse. Prime Minister? Chanfong, follow me. He starts out in a gallop as he heads to the temple at the top of the hill. He stretches out his thick arms to hold me firmly by the waist without the slightest intention of slowing down. Although he has always done as he likes, he would never let me come to any harm. I secretly let out a sigh as I lean my body up against his. The faint, disgusting stink of rotten fish wafts by. Okay, so anytime there is anything remotely romantic, there is the faint, disgusting smell of rotting fish. I notice that Wuzian's hand is stained with dried blood. Are you hurt? This is the blood of the head priest. Oh, fantastic. Is that the reason why you left the city at dawn today? The head priest sent word to me that men dressed in black had snuck into the Forbidden Temple. I needed to rush there and did not have time to inform you, my liege. Men dressed in black? Could it be? They are the survivors of the followers once led by Mage Xian. 5 years ago, the former king and I exterminated all the followers of the Dragon God here. It has been a long while since I've last heard about any of them. Looks like it's getting romantic. Better set the scene with some fit. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Oh, hey, one of Aqua's friends. Nice. How's it going? Hello, hello, hello. I'm waving my arms around, not realizing that my model can't wave its arms around. Since they had the audacity to enter the Forbidden Temple on Tiger Hill, they probably came for the Dragon God, who is sealed there. How did the intruders get past the guards on Tiger Hill and into the Forbidden Temple? What did the head priest say? I'm still investigating it. The head priest is injured. I feel a sharp pain in my chest as I recall the aftermath of the failed attempt to execute the Dragon God, as well as the nightmare that I had this morning. The smell of blood is getting stronger as we get closer to the temple. Lying in front of the temple gates next to some trees are 2 corpses covered in hay. Shenfeng parts the hay to look underneath. One of the men is dressed in all black, the other is just another warrior. The tattoos on the face of the men in black look almost identical to the sacred seal on my chest. Hi, buddy! An elegant and delicate-looking youth steps out of the temple. It is the head priest, Zheng Dan. The linen that is wrapped around his wrist shows traces of blood. He notices the direction of my gaze. It is nothing serious. I'm sorry to have worried you, my liege. Oh, he's smiling. Look at this man. Look at this man. He's got such fuzzy hairs. I want to pet it. I'll pet his little hairs. Where is the centurion who was on duty last night? We need to punish him for neglecting his duties. Well, let's throw him in the hut with the other guy. It would have been difficult for the guards to suspect a thing. The invaders were followers of the Dragon God. They came in the middle of the night in a group and used magic to infiltrate Tiger Hill. A group. Hello, hello indeed. Whoa! Ah! Hey, thank you for the raid. Hi. Oh wow. Ah, yikes. A dragon is raiding as we were talking about the Dragon God. Oh my gosh. Ah. Thank you for the follows. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Oh my my gosh, the dragon is coming. Oh my gosh. Kai, hello, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I hope you had a great stream too. We are playing some, My Vow to My Liege. A very, very violent dating sim. There were 3 of them. We are investigating an attack on a temple where there was a failed attempt at sealing a dragon god. It's crazy. I have no idea when we're gonna get to the smooching though. Stardew! Oh, nice. Very nice. Ah, that is the total opposite vibe of this. I'm so sorry. But thank you. Fearing some kind of evil was afoot, I went out to investigate for myself. It was then that I saw 3 men dressed in black assaulting a teenager and a warrior. Was it the warrior lying over there? Yes. That warrior had been fatally wounded while trying to protect the teenager. Hearing the commotion, the invaders attempted to escape, but I stopped them. Yeah, you could definitely stop invaders any day with a face like that, buddy. Even if you can use magic, the odds of winning 3 against 1, especially with hostages to consider, are not good. You have a point, my liege, but at the time I wasn't thinking clearly. It was only after I had killed one of them that I discovered who they were. I wanted to leave one alive, but they managed to find an opening. The other 2 took the teenager and escaped. Who was the teenager then? The head priest said the 2 who escaped were injured. I've already sent people to track them down. Prime Minister Wu is very shrewd. I did not want to disturb my liege with such sanguinary matters, and so I approached him instead. I was surprised when he told me about the missing archival officer from Key. That's such sanguinary matters. You can really get your mouth around words like that. The warrior's clothing is different from that of the Ing armies. I believe the kidnapped teenager is the missing officer, and this warrior was his bodyguard. I carefully examined the warrior's armor to find that it is as Zizu says. I have to admit, his powers of observation and deduction are very keen. These people must be the villains that Gong Sun Yi spoke of. Leaving aside the reason why they would kidnap someone from Qi, if they are trying to infiltrate the Forbidden Temple, they must be attempting to undo the spell that has sealed the Dragon God. I searched around the mausoleum and found nothing suspicious. We would still feel better if we could see it for ourselves. Prime Minister, we want you to chase down the 2 intruders and rescue the archival officer. Oh, what a serious man. What a good face. He reminds me of, Kojuro from Sengoku Basara, I think. Except he's got totally different colored hair. Shenfang, we want you to help the Prime Minister. Understood. No Boys for Chew Toys Harem Cafe scam again? Boys for Chew Toys? Oh my god. What are you even talking about? This sounds like something I would do. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the blonde's outfit is fantastic. Like, this priest needs to... I hope he's a Bible path. We would like more details on why you think the King of Yue murdered someone. Right, because there's a prisoner in a hut, and the prisoner is a king, who is also a slave. Go figure. Understood. There is a clear pond behind my royal father, Helu's dedicated hall. Beside the pond is the hidden entrance to where the dragon god is sealed. Looking at the sacred seal engraved on the stone tablet surrounding the pond, I involuntarily clutched the clothes covering my chest. The beautiful and magnificent pattern depicts the endless dark abyss that has swallowed up the countless souls of Ying's kings. I, too, am one step away from that abyss. There are no signs that anyone has entered the sword pond. It takes the 2 of us to open it, after all. So even if the invaders had come here, they would not have been able to get in. We know that you have always been a cautious person, and so we are not just worried about what happened outside of the sword pond, but also over the chief culprit who is locked up inside. I agree. I humbly ask my liege to please offer up some of your blood. Jeez, everything is so sanguinary. I make a small cut on my finger with a dagger and press the bloody tip against the seal engraved at the entrance. The same seal at the bottom of the pond starts to give off a faint red light. Zhangdan casts a spell that magically drains the pond. When the seal turns completely red, the bottom of the stone pond transforms into two doors that slide apart to reveal a flight of steps leading downwards. I take a deep breath and smell the faint stink of rotten fish, a sure indicator of romance. I am unsure if the smell is coming from the outside of the temple or from my memory of that terrible experience that happened 5 years ago. We follow the steps down and enter a spacious hall at the bottom. This is a naturally formed cave. In the middle is an altar that was carved out of the cave itself. The walls are covered with spells that glow a faint fluorescent blue. 3,000 sacred swords that give off a cold blue light are staked into the ground around the altar in a tight formation. You know, as tight as 3,000 sacred swords can be. In the middle of the altar sits a large bronze vessel, the Ding of Virtue. This brings to mind the nightmare from earlier on. It makes the image of the dragon having its head crushed in the square vessel seem all too real. Ever since the dragon god was sealed here 5 years ago, its resentment and hatred has infected the atmosphere to a great extent. Such a chilling air is not good for you, my liege, and you should not linger here for too long. Sure. What's up, buddy? We just want to take a look before we leave. I understand. I will lead the way. Zhangdan writes a spell in the air. The swords that were staked into the ground around the altar part to form a very narrow pathway. I'm also thinking, like, Unlimited Blade Works, all of a sudden. Like, Sacred Sword Unlimited Blade Works. Because I'm a stupid nerd. I approach the square ding and stroke it softly. Not only does the ding hold the resentment and hatred of the dragon god, it also holds that of my own feelings, and those who've died. I walk halfway around the ding, and suddenly I'm struck by something unusual on its surface. They do kind of look like fake characters. It's really fun. Head priest, can the ding be damaged by outside forces? They actually remind me of this one Otome game from, like, the 90s, I think. Maybe early 2000s. Harukanaru Toki no Nakade? I don't know if that rings a bell to anyone, but this guy in particular really, really reminds me of one of those dudes. It's Stranger Danger! The Ding of Virtue was made from the sacred text, and was created when the Emperor of Zhao and the heavenly gods formed their pact. It is protected by godlike powers and cannot be damaged. Look over here. This is... We both turn pale as we touch the crack on the ding. Although it is a very thin crack, it spans the entire belly of the ding, and its edges are turning black. Your nation will crumble. Families will be torn apart. Everything you treasure will turn to ash and dust. To be fair, it was totally the series that I was referencing did have an anime adaptation, and I mostly just watched that. And then I compulsively bought a lot of the CDs for it because it had really killer voice actors. This is not good, head priest. The sacred seal in our chest was acting up again this morning. Man, remind me to take a picture of my awful collection of anime CDs. I will do that thing for you, Aqua. It's a freaking nightmare. No wonder you look so pale, my liege. If it hadn't been for that, we would not have come to the bottom of this pond. The followers of the dragon god are active right now, and this crack. Head priest, is the dragon god going to break free? Can we romance the dragon god? Like, hate mans with the dragon god, please? Zhangdan clutches my cold, clammy hands tightly. An unfamiliar, terrifying stillness descends upon us. My liege, you are scaring yourself. The sealing spell that was originally cast upon the dragon god had borrowed its powers from the ding itself. But it was only a means to an end. Dragon god is the final romance, yes. Manager San's collection is pretty nightmarish, too, in a really good way. Oh, man. Pardon me for one sec while I grab some water. We only need to make the best use of our time and find a sacred artifact that will exterminate the soul of the dragon god. Man, you can't just exterminate the soul of the dragon god. That's why you're sealing him. The only dog that drinks water out of a bottle. For the past 5 years, the former king and us have tirelessly searched for such an artifact, but have yet to find neither hide nor hair of one. Even as Ding has survived much bloodshed and sacrifice, the former king faced innumerable hardships and perils to take it from the capital of Chu. If a sacred artifact is so easily found, can it still be called a sacred artifact? For the entirety of his life, the former king thought of nothing but of how to execute the dragon god, and he fought bloody battles to break the sacred vow. So how can we forget his unfulfilled wish so easily? I tenderly stroke the crack as my father's final moments come into mind all too vividly. You heard it here, folks. We're tenderly stroking the crack. Our 3 sons were killed by the dragon god at Lake Tai. Teng Yu is the only one left. For the past 2 years, she has borrowed her third brother's name, Fu Chai, and has been taught by you. Now that the sacred seal has also been passed on to her and our life is coming to an end, the survival of the kingdom of Ing will now depend on you. If she can successfully ascend the throne, then you are to hold a secret wedding ceremony for her immediately. What? Why are we getting a secret wedding ceremony? We cannot stop looking for a sacred artifact that will break the sacred vow, or allow our bloodline to come to an end. Cough, cough. The dragon god deceived our ancestors, and since then... yeah, we're the princess, and we've taken our brother's name to continue leading the people, because women can't lead, I guess. The bloodline needs to have a dude involved. So we're like, we're pretending to be our dead brother. And only some people know, I guess. I feel like a lot of the dialogue, I think a lot of it just happens to, like, use names in kind of a weird third-party sort of way, but it's just, like, a really, really formal way of speaking. So I think he's also, maybe he's talking to another, I think he was talking to someone else, too. I don't know. Oh, okay, Ziyu will help you to remove all obstacles in your way. So we're getting help from this dude. Remember, only by using our own blood can we take back our rightful destiny, and thus call it the righteous way of heaven. Forget not your revenge, and swear to break the sacred vow. ... We will forget not our revenge, and we swear to break the sacred vow. No matter what, we cannot let the dragon god escape and become a blight on the people of this kingdom. I understand, but haste makes waste. The Shi clan was the most powerful clan of mages in all of Ying and Yue, and even then it took the lives of the entire clan to seal the soul of the dragon god. We must be even more vigilant. So even if we worry ourselves to death over this whole affair, it will all be for naught? Even if it is urgent, we still have some time. We do not need to drive ourselves to our aforementioned deaths. Oh, hey! Thank you for the raid, Hana! Thank you so much! How was, you were playing Umineko, right? You and Sophia? Oh my gosh! So many things! So many people, places, things! I too have visual novel time going on. But Umineko, that must have been so much fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I apologize for the, strange violence in this game. It's supposed to be a dating sim, but it's actually like, and then there were pinkies flying everywhere, and the dragon god must be sealed, and oh, everything's a nightmare. We will persist in looking for a sacred artifact while we continue to rely on you to stabilize the sealing spell. And also, sacred artifacts left and right. It's an interesting Breathe. I got excited. I got overexcited. Ah. Ah, this is me. Too many things. Overwhelmed. Emotion. What is it? Do try your best to sigh as little as possible. Sighing will just cause your luck to run out faster. Burr, emotion burr. Ah, thank you for the head pats. Ah. So he's the creepy smiling type. I love him. Zhangdan puts a finger to the corner of his lips as he gives me a sly smile. I can't help but nod my head. Nod. I keep feeling a sharp stabbing pain in my chest and wonder if it's because of the cold that I feel from being at the bottom of the pond. Are we... My liege? Head priest. Have you found him? Chen-Feng and I went our separate ways to search, but I could not find anything in the hills to the north, so I sent Chen-Feng some reinforcements. Prime Minister, please wait until my liege has taken a seat before continuing. Man, give our liege a hot bowl of soup. Alright. And now it's secretly like a restaurant sim at the same time, maybe. My liege, you were at the bottom of the pond for so long. Has something happened? There's a long crack on the sacred ding. We don't know if it's the doing of the Dragon God's followers or if the sealing spell is wearing out. They know how I like my romances. Yeah, right? Intense internal... Honestly, I mean, intense internal politics is great. It's just the rotting fish and the streams of blood and the Dragon God massacres. The creepy smiles, I'll take a leave. It would be hard to get to the ding through the sword pond with just 3 followers. Is the Prime Minister trying to suggest that the Dragon God's followers did not come here to break the sealing spell? I agree with the Prime Minister. Why would they kidnap someone from Key and cause such a commotion when the way to break the spell is known to be a secret? Ah! Unless their real goal was to kidnap the archival officer? That is a possibility. They must still resent us for executing their followers and burning down their temples. Kidnapping the archival officer was probably their way of taking revenge. Yeah! Yeah. I can't understand a word of it because I am not educated in this way. But the voice acting is definitely cool. Ah. Wouldn't it be easier to assassinate us instead? No, don't assassinate! No. But hello, creation! How is it going? You are right, but it would not be the most effective way. Wu Ziyu raises his eyes to look at me, expecting me to infer what he means by the most effective way. After pondering it over for a while, the cold that the hot soup had rid me of is slowly starting to creep up from my feet. Taking someone from Key hostage and forcing us to open the way to the sword pond would enable the Dragon God to escape, which would destroy Gusu immediately. If we refuse to meet their demands, they may still kill the victim and cause a break in diplomatic relations between Ng and Key. What a malicious plan. We want you to find the perpetrators, even if you have to dig 6 feet under to do it. The spilt blood of my father and brothers must be repaid with blood. Ah! Thank you! Yeah. Oh, my laptop is back and better than ever. Parts were replaced. It was embarrassing. It was... I don't know if I had explained it, but I was drinking coffee, and I've... What? Aqua! And Sophia with the party of 80... What? Sophia, thank you for the raid! Oh my gosh! Thank you so much! Hello! Hello! Oh my gosh. Ah! Where's my... I need some love emotes here, but I don't... Wah! Wah! Thank you so much! Ah, hello everybody! We are playing My Vow to My Liege. So, it's still a visual novel, and I know it's... Oh, thank you for the head pats! Hello. It is a rather violent otome game. We are... Thank you for the follow! Thank you so much! We are the princess of a kingdom. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. We have taken our dead brother's identity because only a man can succeed the throne and continue the bloodline. There's a sealed dragon god who's determined to break out. There are followers of the dragon god. There are so many hot dudes, and eventually we will get to smooch them. So it's not quite Umineko, but it's gonna be fun. I hope you guys all had a great time over there too. We are gonna be waiting a long time for the smooch, I think. But we can keep on going, and hopefully I'll be able to play this a few days. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, K-May. Hey. We are waiting for the smooch, but it will come. Exactly. Chen Feng hurries in. My liege, I found traces of the insurgents on the south side of the temple around the Crane Stream. Good, we will personally go and cut off their heads. Oh man. Alright. We are a lovely, lovely violent king. We are fine. But to be on the safe side, we would like to rely on you to safeguard the temple. Understood. From a quiet spring flows forth a tranquil stream. A few white cranes feed leisurely by its side. Gazing at this peaceful scenery, one might not think of the bloodshed that happened here just a night ago. My liege, look over there. My liege, stare at these pecs. The trail of blood is fairly fresh. It is highly possible that it was left by the insurgents. How ingenious of them to use the stream to escape. Any traces of them would be washed away. Tiger Hill isn't a big place, and there are soldiers stationed at the foot of it. Right now this hill is crawling with people, so it would be very unwise of them to try to hide in the forest. Where does the Crane Stream lead to? To the north, it flows into Moon Lake. To the south, it flows to the river just outside of Gusu City. After examining the bloody tracks, I have determined that the insurgents split up and went in 2 different directions. There are many mountains around Moon Lake, so it would be easy to hide there. But the river outside of Gusu is very busy with boats coming to and fro, so it would be easy to escape there as well. Wow, Creation! Thank you for the cheer! Thank you so much! Thank you! Oh gosh, my face is frozen. There we go. So I think this might actually, I saw one screenshot, so this might actually be a route split. Since the intruder is injured, it would be easier to hide amongst the masses to find an opportunity to leave Gusu. I say Moon Lake. Yes! Alright, let's get our first save. Alright, should we go to Moon Lake or the river outside of Gusu? Manager-san, thank you for thanking people on my behalf. You are great. You are wonderful. Oh, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Does anyone have an idea of where we should go? I'm kind of thinking we should go to the river because I am awfully fond of this guy, but if there's more of a pull towards like loyal dude man with nice Padawan hair, I'm deliberately not looking up a guide. I'm gonna do a totally blind playthrough. Let's see. Ooh. They open their eyes when you mouse over them. So I'm thinking, alright, let's go. The river outside of Gusu is at the foot of this hill. Even with a hostage, it would be easy for the insurgents to escape there. Since it's already noon, we are afraid... Oh, you are number 1. You are absolutely number 1. Padawan guy does have childhood best friend energy. It might be too wholesome. I don't know. I mean, I could go back and switch to that if you guys want to explore the Padawan instead. Oh. Better get some water. me the danger of strong men. Yeah. Alright, we will stay the course. No need to worry. This morning I gave the order to seal up the foot of this hill and to detain all boats that were en route from Tiger Hill. Good, the Prime Minister has already taken action, so we will depart immediately for the river outside of Gusu. Chen Feng, take some men south with you. Do not hesitate to kill anyone who is acting suspiciously, even if they seem to be acting as the bait. Yes. I love in visual novels when people do the little bow, like the screen does that little shake. It's just like, doot. Trying to do it with my model now. Yeah, bow. Wu Zizu and I take a carriage down the mountain. Although it is more comfortable, it is also slower. The more I think about the situation with the archival officer, the angrier I get. Prime Minister, can't we go any faster? I've already sent our strongest soldiers to keep an eye out for the insurgents. The followers of the Dragon God will have no opportunity to escape or hurt anyone. So the reason you are so calm right now is because you already knew that the followers of the Dragon God would appear? Even though both Mage Zan and the head of the Shi clan were mages serving the Dragon God, do you know what the difference was between them? About 5 inches. Ah! Creation, thank you for the gift sub, thank you! Oh my gosh. Ah. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to concentrate, but I'm an overwhelmed mess. You guys are all so sweet. You guys are really wonderful. Thank you so much. We remember they had served us for over 100 years, but Mage Zan did a lot of things in secret, such as prioritizing the Dragon God first and a King's Order second. Towards the end, he even defied the orders of the King. That's right. At that time, the former king wanted to break away from the Dragon God, but Mage Zan called together all of the disgruntled people and had them dedicate their souls to the Dragon God in exchange for extraordinary powers. So that is why all the followers hated the former king and made a contract with the Dragon God that was impossible to back out of. That is correct. The rest of the insurgents would have remained hidden until they had the power to retaliate. We were prepared for such a day when I executed all the believers years ago. Ah, they hate us and we hate them. We will not forget that we had to live with all these years. It would be a comfort to the former king to know that you, my liege, have not forgotten your need for vengeance. It feels like he is going to pat me on the head like he used to when I was a child, but with a turn of my head, everything goes back to normal. Oh, head pats though. Head pats though. I turned to see where Z Shu, I think, is pointing. Lined along the banks are boats of various sizes, their captains kneeling at the bow of their individual ships. He follows behind me as I slowly walk by the first boat. If I wasn't used to him, I would be like the captain of these boats, trembling at the aura of his murderous intent. Like it, he's murderous, she's vengeance-thirsty. Together they fight crime. An old boat catches our attention. It is blackened with dirt. The captain has also prostrated himself so low that you can see a pile of dirty sails bunched up in a clump behind him. Although there is nothing special about it, something doesn't seem quite right. Is there anyone else inside there? He suddenly walks up onto the boat. His voice is deep, and his speech slow. It is not easy. I wish I was doing a better job of it, though. I'm trying to listen every time they voice act to get some vague semblance of how to do it. I suddenly realize the danger and discreetly pull out my sword. While the rest of the detained captains are watching us with great interest, only this boat's captain fails to move a muscle. Ugh. Answer me. The captain then leaps up abruptly. Wu Zishu is ready for it, and with a wave of his sword, he cuts down the man. Oh god, and it's tonal. No wonder I'm not doing this for the right way. I feel like it would be disrespectful to give everyone, like, nicknames to avoid saying the names, so I'm just gonna give it my best shot, and anyone who knows can please feel free to correct me. The body of the captain falls into the water. After a moment of stunned silence, all the captains who witnessed it suddenly go into an uproar. He lifts up the dirty clump of sail, and underneath it lies a hidden, comatose youth. The youth is wearing simple clothes, but they are more refined than a commoner's. He has thin shoulders, a slender waist, and a face that is no larger than my palm. How small. Rather than a delicate youth, it might be more convincing to say that he is a girl who has just turned 15. This must be the archival officer from the Kingdom of Key. He shoots me a look that tells me to stop talking. Revealing such secrets would only bring more trouble. Oh, thank you for head pats! Thank you for head pats! Woo! So, we are fighting... Oh, man. I want to befriend this unconscious girl and, like, lift her up and help her survive in this terrible world. She doesn't appear to be injured, but her hands are clutching something tightly to her chest. She is clutching a dagger under her sleeve. The guard of the dagger is covered with the intricate designs of a bird with precious stones for eyes. It is very beautiful. And very, very sketchy. Prime Minister, did you see that? That is no ordinary dagger. We need to examine it more closely. Ooh, do you think it's a sacred artifact? An uncomfortable feeling washes over me. I reach out to take the inauspicious dagger away from the girl, but when I touch it... Ugh, my chest. My liege. And now we are finally on chapter 2. Hey, hey. Where am I? Is this another dream? Your nation will crumble. Families will be torn apart. Everything you treasure will be turned to ash. We will not forget our revenge and swear to break this sacred vow. We will forget not our revenge and swear to break the sacred vow. My chest is hurting so much. When I extend my hand over my chest, it feels as if the pain was transferring into my fingertips. The pain! I'm scared. I try to cry out, but only produce a hoarse hissing sound, like my throat is filled with torn cotton batting? The bones that have been exposed to the air quickly blacken and crumble to pieces. My body finally decomposes and turns into dust that is carried away by the wind. Super normal. Totally. Very, very normal. Yeesh. Now that your body is dead, Fuchai, and your soul destroyed, you are finally following in the footsteps of the kings that have gone on before you. I am not Fuchai, I am Tengyu. You are a traitor. But it is a shame that humans cannot alter the sacred vow. The royal family of Ying have committed a great travesty against the gods, that it will surely be avenged 1,000 times over. In despair, I hug my broken body tightly. If I cry now, would tears or blood or my eyeballs fall out? Yikes! What is this that is breaking through the darkness? It's the jade fish? Then I hear a familiar song. It instantly transports me back to a time from my childhood. There, my fears, pain, and despair disappear. At the edges of my consciousness, a large, pale green fish swims by as the song seems to trail behind it. Oh, hey, Genesis! Thanks for following! Welcome to the, It did take a left turn fast. In my hazy memories, he is happily singing the all-too-familiar children's song. I stare at him quietly, fearing that my memory of him will disappear if I interrupt him. Why are the years of one's childhood shorter than those of a beautiful dream? The youth gives me a cheerful smile. He says, "Don't be afraid." So, can we romance the fish? I mean, that would explain it, like the smell of rotting fish. Romance the fish. Right? My throat is dry and my eyes are sore as the feeling begins to return to my fingertips. It seems like my nightmare is over. The lights outside are burning bright, and it appears that night has fallen upon us. Actually, if you guys don't mind, I am going to take a really fast break here so I can take a few deep breaths, and I will return in just a moment. Thank you so much if you hang out and wait for me. Hey guys, sorry about that. Just had to do something really quick. Everything is a-okay. I have taken many, many breaths. Oh hey, thanks for highlighting your message. But yeah, seriously, thank you guys. Thank you all so much. Alright, we have our best buddy Chen Feng. Where am I? All the oxygen. You know, stuff that you just can't get in space. Chen Feng holds me up by my shoulders, and a wet cloth falls from my forehead. The Prime Minister also said that you, my liege, had started to burn up with a fever right after fainting, so he had you and that archival officer from Key brought to the temple. Did you manage to capture the other rebel? We found her trying to break out of nets by the shore of Moon Lake, so I had to decapitate her. Oh, great. Just... So we're up to... Three decapitations. Because the king decapitated the mage, this person was decapitated, and there was one person another time, I thought. I don't know. Two and a half decapitations, maybe. Good. As long as you return to us unharmed, then all is well. I need to go and see that officer from Key. Give me my change of clothes. He really is just our clothing pack beast. Like, what is this? It is strange that you're not stopping me. I'm afraid that my objection will displease you, my liege. Are you afraid of displeasing me? The last time you made me so angry was when you finished all the treats given to me by the Kingdom of Yue. After doing that, your expression remains so impassive. I was only testing them for poison. Oh, he's got a sweet tooth. That's so cute. That's super cute. Oh my gosh. You did not have to eat all of them just to test them for poison. All of the treats were different, so I was unable to tell them apart. Look at how worried he looks. He's a little sweet tooth man. Oh, how noble of you and how petty of me. It seems that the treats from you really were quite delicious. Hey! My liege, let me tie the jadefish amulet onto your belt. It is only then that I've noticed I've been clutching the jadefish this whole time. I hand it over to Chen Feng with a sigh. Didn't you promise the head priest not to sigh? Come on. I had another nightmare just now. It was a good thing that I also have this jade amulet. If only Yigong were still around, he would have been more than capable of chasing away the bad dreams and relieving you of the pain of your afflictions. While Chen Feng fastens the jade amulet to my belt, he suddenly stills his hands, and a hint of vexation falls over his usually calm demeanor. Yes, how nice it would be if Yiguang were here? My heart aches at the thought as I change the subject. Aren't I alive and well right now? I curse the fact that I'm so helpless and unable to shoulder your burdens for you. Thank you. The fact that you're willing to shoulder my burdens has me very happy. After all, if you were not here, there would be no one else to whom I could complain. My liege. Ah, but please try to control your appetite a little bit more next time. At the very least, leave me a half bite of the treats to try. Understood. I burst out laughing when I hear him reply in such a serious manner, and the pain in my chest lessens a little. However, speaking of the treats from the Kingdom of Yue, I hesitate a little before asking. Do you know how the King of Yue is faring? I heard that he is still locked up and guarded in the hut. My liege, the Prime Minister said that Gongsun Yi is now waiting for you at the main hall. If my liege is awake, please make yourself presentable and go there immediately. No more power moves, no more go onto the throne room naked. Why is he here? He shoots me a look that tells me he has no idea what this could be about either. I quickly put on my headwear and rush out of the room. Just as I open the door, I quietly whisper some instructions to Chen Feng. Go to the hut by the mausoleum and keep an eye on the guards. Make sure they don't make things difficult for Gojian. Understood. Prime Minister Wu, why are your guards holding us here? I would like to know why you, good sir, and your guards were caught sneaking into the mausoleum of Ying's former king in the middle of the night. You should know why. What else was I supposed to do? We were placed under house arrest in the guest house for a day and a night, and without any news. But we agreed on 2 days. Little bow. Upon hearing my voice, Gongsun Yi and Wu Ziyu both stop arguing and greet me with a bow. Since we are still within the agreed deadline, why would a gentleman such as yourself do something so rude and unreasonable? Gongsun Yi's face turns red, then pales. If this person is so reckless and impatient that he would place himself in such a precarious position as to give Wu Ziyu and I the advantage, then we have no reason to suspect he has a hidden agenda. Prime Minister, we believe you are being too harsh. Oh my gosh! Oh, Bright! Buddy! Oh my god, you've been here forever. It's been forever. Oh my gosh. Buddy. Oh, my bro. My broski. I don't even have words. I really don't. I really don't. Thank you so much, dude. Oh, hey, Dragax. How's it going? Hello, hello, hello. Everyone is here doing stuff and... Oh, wow. The fact that you are so worried that you cannot wait even one more day makes me wonder what sort of relationship you must have with your missing officer. She's small. She's very small. Be good to the small officer. In court, he's my subordinate, and hence my responsibility. Personally, he's a family friend, and thus I'm obligated to look out for him. How can I calmly wait for the news of him? Are you sure? Whatever do you mean? You barged in our court, and yet we defended you from your own ministers and promised to find your friend within 2 days. We did all of these things because we admire your loyalty to your friend and to your king. However, as soon as our backs were turned, you tried sneaking into the Forbidden Temple. Have you no regard for us? Your Majesty, this is high treason. That was not my intention. Enough! It is clear that you, Gongsun Yi, are mocking us. We will be writing a letter to your king, and you can forget about saving your lowly officer. When he hears how serious my tone of voice is, and sees my stern expression, Gongsun Yi prostrates himself on the ground with a loud thud. His voice quivers as he speaks. I beg you, Your Majesty, to rescue the Kingdom of Qi's beloved sister, Xiaozhang. What? The child is our... When the princess heard that she was to be married to the King of Ying, she insisted on meeting you at least once prior. The King of Qi spoils his sister, and had agreed to let her come in the guise of a man. So she's exactly like us. She's exactly like us. We must protect her. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. Your Majesty, it was not my intention to anger you. But if I do not deliver the princess safely back to the Kingdom of Qi, I will be sentenced to 1,000 deaths. Fine. Since Xiaozhang is our bride-to-be, how can we stand by and do nothing? Rest assured, we shall do our best to find her. The perpetrators have only kidnapped her, and may yet use her to make demands of us. The princess's life should be in no danger. It wouldn't be convenient for agents of Qi to move around in a foreign country. So why don't you let us investigate the matter secretly, lest we alert the enemy? The Prime Minister has a point. However, we are talking about the princess. If the King of Qi sends a letter regarding the matter, how should I respond? Although we cannot guarantee that we will find the princess immediately. We will send someone to investigate this matter right away, and we will give you an update in 2 days. Even if I have to dig into the ground a mile deep, I promise to bring the princess back safely, and in one piece. Aww. That's right. Let's do it. Let's totally save the princess. Morning will be here soon. I'll go and prepare the carriage to take the envoy back to the guest house to rest. I hope that you will keep secret what happened today at Tiger Hill. Yes, I understand. Gong Sun Yi bows deeply before turning around and walking away despondently. I don't believe he has any other option but to trust us with this matter. After Wu Zi Zhu sounds Gong Sun Yi out the door, he turns around and pulls me into an empty room. My liege, Prime Minister. Yeah, there's the dude. Has the young girl awakened? He frowns and shakes his head while pointing towards a soft couch. The young girl we saved yesterday is still sleeping, but her complexion looks even worse than before. Her lips have turned dark purple, and she appears to be in pain. Why is she still holding onto the dagger? This time, I am sure it is not just me. This dagger is giving me a bad feeling. Could it be the cause of Xiao Zhang's current predicament? Don't move! Whoa! A black shadow pounces out of the blade, and Wu Zizu pulls me behind him in the blink of an eye. The horrid thing is like a mist, but gives off the smell of dead bodies. With shocking speed, and before we can react, it closes the distance between us with a whoosh! Just when we were about to be swallowed up by the black mist, it suddenly stops, as if hitting an invisible wall, then disappears. They are both wearing serious expressions. I guess what just happened was not my imagination. What exactly is that dagger? I'm afraid that it's an instrument to carry out the curse. The fact that this young girl is still unconscious is a result of this curse. Will she die? It is like a slow-acting poison that will kill a person after a period of time. My liege, please do not touch that dagger. If you do, you may also become cursed. Is the head priest even able to break this curse? I have tried, but this curse is very vicious. It requires 3 lives to break, including the spellcasters. I am afraid that I alone will not suffice. Why are they casting such malicious curses on innocent people? Worried, I look over at Xiao Zhan. This young girl is going to die in her prime simply because she was curious about her husband-to-be. Head priest, her expression seems to have become peaceful. Yes, it seems as if there is a strong force fighting against this malicious curse. Could it be the light that protected my liege? Light. It's the fish! It's everyone's favorite fish! Oh my gosh, it would be this jade amulet. My liege, can I see the amulet? Yes. Once Zhang Dan has his hands on the jade fish, his face lights up with understanding. No wonder. This amulet holds a strong power. It can undoubtedly help break this curse. Before he died, this was given to us by our childhood friend Shi Yiguang. It saved our life once before during the sacrificial ritual. So yeah, I think the amulet is there to stop all of the curses. And I really hope that the friend is secretly the fish, and that we can romance the fish friend. Wasn't he the genius of the Shi family, and the son of the previous head priest and head priestess? I had heard lots of good things about him, even before I became the head of the Zhang family and the head priest. When I hear him talk about Yiguang so casually, I grow speechless and can only nod my head. If this jade fish amulet can dispel malicious spells, can it be used to break this curse? Sorry, I've already tried that, but my magic just bounces back. Apparently this amulet has a will of its own. It only recognizes Shi Yiguang as its owner, and protecting my liege as it was commanded to do. Oh, that's so cute! To think that his final wish to protect my liege was so strong. It is a pity that without an owner it can only work passively. Luckily, it still has some power. Like what happened just now? That's right. Did it not protect the Prime Minister too? The pure magic in this jade can purify evil. If my liege is willing to stay by the side of this young girl, it can slow down and alleviate the effects of this curse. You don't expect my liege to take this child wherever she goes, do you? That would be unnecessary. After all, if we don't break the curse, sooner rather than later, she will die. It will only take a few days. I don't know if it is Zhengdan's talk about death or my memory of Yi Guang that causes me to feel something evil spark in my heart. If only we had succeeded in killing the dragon god 5 years ago, the head priest and the head priestess would still be of the Shi clan, and we would not be able to save, not only would we be able to save Xiao Zhang, but we would also have nothing to worry about, would we not? I am suddenly made aware of what I had just said. I am about to apologize to Zhengdan when he smiles and waves his hand dismissively. My liege is not wrong. The mages in the Shi clan were the most powerful mages of the kingdom. Even the mages of the kingdom of Chu could not overcome them. Even the young Yi Guang was extraordinarily talented and was admired by every mage. I am sure that I will never be able to measure up to him in this lifetime. Truth be told, I am quite envious of him. But no one can bring back the dead. We can only resolve this on our own. I'll prepare some medicine so that she will endure the journey back to the Kingdom of Qi. Whew. Man. Thank you for the baby awoos! They're doing their best. Ah. Little baby awoos! Hey Chris, how's it going, buddy? We are... Oh no! Didn't put on your goggles. Put the goggles on, buddy. The goggles, they do something. So we are playing My Vow to My Liege, which is a really, really violent visual novel. There are curses and sealed dragon gods and big buff dudes and lots of cross-dressing women. So it's basically a pretty rad time. Even if those villains were still alive and had been handed over to the King of Qi, do you really think he would believe our incredulous explanation? Even if he does believe it, he would be able to hold the King of Ying accountable and would lightly break our alliance. We have heard that the King of Qi is a willful person. Just being in bed, oh, cozy! That's gotta be super cozy. Are you cuddling your puppy? Are you cuddling your puppy? Tell me you're cuddling your puppy. Say hi to... Oh my gosh. Say hi to your puppy. Oh, Pride and Prejudice, fun. Say hi to Mel, say hi to Mel. Yay! If his precious sister were to die here, we do not believe he would break only our alliance. He would break our faces. Yes. There is another way. Putting my troubled thoughts aside, I raise my downcast eyes and look at him. With his hands together, he throws out his arms and bends at the waist in a deep bow. Whoa, okay, we are being begged to execute the King of Yue. Oh, Goose barks! Goose is such a good puppy! Oh my gosh, I love all the puppies. Prime Minister, do you know what you are asking? Does my liege not wish to know why I have detained Gojian? Few people know about the guards on Tiger Hill, and even fewer could have provided the Dragon God's followers with information on its forbidden areas, waterways, and terrain. This is purely the Prime Minister's speculation. Gojian is entirely ignorant of the Dragon God and matters regarding the seal. That is also an assumption, my liege. If they are in cahoots, would not the followers of the Dragon God share their information with him? My liege, if the Dragon God's followers are successful, who else would most benefit from it? On the other hand, if you can think of it, someone else has already thought of it. If you can think of it. It feels like he wants to extract a logical explanation for my confusion and to chain up any excuses I may have for pardoning Gojian. When the King of Yue lost the war, he offered to guard the former king's mausoleum as part of his reparation, and so we agreed to pardon him. Would our honor not be in question if he went back on his word now? It was divinely gracious of you to forgive him for killing your father. Now Oh, hey! Hey, Ren! Thank you! Oh, Genesis! Genesis gifting for... Oh my gosh, thank you, friends. Ah! Ah, da, 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 da. Ah! Yikes! Look at all these emotes flying! Woo! No, that's not logical. The kidnappers may not have known that the victim was the Princess of Key. And even if they wanted to start a war, or even threaten us, did they really need to use such a dark spell? We need to investigate further for these questions to be answered. However, the King of Key, as well as the rest of the world, needs a reasonable explanation. So this should suffice for now. Did my liege not say that even if he catches the followers of the Dragon God, he would still be the laughingstock of the world? Right now, we not only need to expedite Xiaozhang back to her kingdom, but also to prevent the Kingdom of Qi from waging a war against us. We are facing an extremely tight schedule and can only convict him now. We can look into it further at a later time. Ah yes, decapitate first, ask questions later. My favorite style of law. Then wouldn't Gojian be nothing more than a scapegoat? He pauses. When he finally speaks again, his voice holds an unutterable sadness in it. It has not yet been 3 years since the former king passed away, and memories of him are still very fresh. Does my liege really believe Gojian is innocent? We do not know. He is a ravenous wolf that cannot rest. Since the moment he took your father's life, he has been unable to forget the taste of blood. If my liege means to carry out the former king's final wishes, then you mustn't leave any loose ends. Since I cannot refute what he just said, I can only shake my head silently. I know, but I cannot do it. Are you silent because you have a better plan, my liege? There is no better plan. Who would benefit most from it? The Kingdom of Ing would be pitting the crime on Gojian. But... Why are you still hesitating, my liege? Are these not the things you must do as the King of Ing to avenge your murdered father, to break the sacred vow, and to expand your alliance northward? Or have you forgotten the promise you made 3 years ago? We will not forget our revenge, and we will swear to break the sacred vow. Since you have not forgotten your vows, then you should not seek power for personal gain. I admire you for letting go of your personal grudges, and understand your ambition when you turn down offers of marriage. But if you let a ravenous wolf like Gojian off the hook, that would only mean you have no sense of right and wrong, and I will have to beg to differ. When have we not placed the good of the kingdom before everything else? Even our life is not as important as the good of the kingdom. Oh no, blood! I punched the pillar next to me with all my might. Although others may think that I'm doing this out of personal feelings for a certain someone, the truth is I don't want history to repeat itself. A moment of weakness may lead to a lifetime of regret. The seal on the dragon god seems to be weakening, and I don't know how much longer I have to live. However, the torment of my own guilt is as bad as the suffering the sacred seal gives to me. This matter involves 3 countries. While we will take your words into consideration, we must deliberate over the matter before coming to a decision. Wu Zhu wants to continue the discussion, but I do not wish to argue with him any further, so I turn around and refuse to look back. I step out from the royal villa with my head still spinning from our discussion. Those criticisms were like large hailstones that kept crashing unceasingly into my chest until I'd found myself breathless. I clutch my jadefish amulet. Since this pain is not caused by the sacred seal, it only serves to comfort me. I wonder if my friend ever regretted giving this to me. Isn't kith and kin more important than the kingdom? I laugh at myself. Given a choice between their kingdom and family, the Shi clan chose their kingdom. However, I was only left with a kingdom, and nothing else. Where's the ban button? There's gotta be a ban button somewhere. I do want to become famous, but... I can't find the right button to do the thing. Is it like a... Oh, where's this? Come on. Oh, this is not good. I can't figure this out. Alright. You know what? Whatever. You know what? I will be benevolent. I will be benevolent. You will survive today, little bot. Oh. Alright, alright, alright. Chen Feng, why are you not at the caretaker's hut? That was very not based, yes. Oh, Gojun has escaped from the hut. What? When the Prime Minister went into his cell to interrogate him, he'd already escaped through the window. Do you know where he is? Yeah, a single link will make you famous. Absolutely. I think we should all click that link right now, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Ow, ow. No, I'm sorry, but he nailed a piece of cloth to the window from which he escaped. Chen Feng, we want you to hide near the crane stream. Make sure that you were able to see us talking to Gojan, and that no one else can listen in on our conversation. What happens if he attacks you? He will not. But even if he does, we still have you. Understood. The young slave stands alone by the edge of the stream. Though his clothes are worn, they are immaculate. The 3 years he has lived as a slave have not diminished any of his noble bearings. Without me realizing it, my hurried pace slows down. Our 3 years of friendship was established in this dreamlike and sandy place. I had hoped that I would not have to face the harsh reality before this land collapses. To personally destroy our sandy dreamland is one thing, but to have the tides destroyed is another. Honestly speaking, what happened that year was an accident that should have never happened. Aju. The youth turns toward me with a smile. Oh my gosh. Look at that face. He does look kinda wolfish. Why did you call me here? 3 years ago, it was in this stream that you dropped your amulet and had gone looking for it in the water. I thought you were trying to drown yourself and dragged you to shore only to get beaten up by you. Ha! The way we met was very awkward. Yes. Even though you are my only close friend, I will need to make things awkward again. Huh? Suddenly, his expression turns serious. He faces me, gets down on his hands and knees, then bows. Pardon my impropriety, but I beg your majesty to save me. You, how long have you known that I am the king of Ying? You are not a priest, but you commanded the guards on Tiger Hill. I am not stupid. How could I not see that you were someone with an authority? Yesterday, you told the guard to be lenient with me, twice. That confirmed my suspicions, which is why, at the risk of losing my own life, I escaped so I could declare my innocence to you. If you were truly innocent, you needn't have come to me, to us, to explain yourself. Ah, the royal we. Good times. Ugh. Prime Minister Wu is suspicious of me and intends to condemn me before seeking out the truth. Oh. Goshen. What a... He's doing his best. He's trying really hard. They're just keeping him in a hut. Oh, man. Whether you are innocent or not isn't important. Oh, hey! Thanks, Chris! Thank you, friend. The princess is already under a curse and will die very soon. What's worse is that she's the King of Key's most beloved younger sister. Younger sister? I understand. That is why the King of Yue, Gojan, is the most suitable scapegoat. I look at him silently. It is as Wu Zizu said. If I can think of it, others have thought of it too. Hence, this is the most logical answer. Gojan suddenly raises his head. He wears a determined expression, his eyes burning bright like searing flames. I am shocked to see the look in his eyes. Ah! I love that snake emote. I really do. it's so cheerful. It's just like, yo! Excuse me. Excuse me, that was embarrassing. That was like a burp in the middle of everything. There is a divine doctor in the kingdom of Yue who can create miracles. He can save the Princess of Qi. What? There was a time when I heard that your majesty was in poor health, and so to prove my loyalty, I searched diligently for a doctor to cure you. Finally, the time has come for you to use him. We thank you for your kind intentions, but doctors cure illnesses, and the princess suffers from a curse. The reason I call him a divine doctor is because he can not only cure illnesses, but he can also dispel curses and hexes. You should not tell such lies, even if it means your life might be spared. Your Majesty, please believe me. Do you think it was easy for me to find such a capable divine doctor? It took a lot of time, effort, and resources. Aw man, look at those wiggly emotes! Look at those wiggly emotes! They're so wonderful! No, I'm pretty sure you're using it correctly. I mean, I can barely use the word pog correctly myself. Like, I'm a boomer. I am like the boomer dog. It's ridiculous. Even if you are telling the truth, we are curious to know why you would go to such lengths to find him. Oh, you gonna admit that you love us? You want to kiss us? You smooch? Do not tell me that you are sincere about healing us. Evening's many ministers would not put that much effort into finding us a healer. Not to mention, you hadn't even confirmed I was the king of Ning. Fine. I will not try to deceive you. Saying that I wish to prove my loyalty to you by finding your medical help is nothing more than flattery. The simple fact that I am not alive today is all thanks to your mercy. That I'm still alive today is all thanks to your mercy. The legendary Bog. Bog for Boomer Dog? Alright. Well, we have to ask ourselves, when have we ever mistreated you? Even guarding the former king's mausoleum was your request. Oh, I just want this guy to be our friend. The Bog, the Boomer Dog. Oh, man. What's going on? In just 1 second, friends. Give me just 1 second. Apologies, apologies, apologies. 1,000 billion apologies. Alright, alright, alright. But what of it? Even now, I must kneel in front of your majesty to beg for your mercy. Should I not do everything I can to please you? Should I not take every opportunity to guarantee my survival? Oh, buddy. Just you keep being you. Just keep being you, dude. Should I not find a rare person just so your majesty might remember and reward me? Would not a patient's eyes light up with hope over such a doctor? If you were me, wouldn't you do the same? He gives a bitter chuckle at this. That sounds as if there are a lot of unspeakable emotions mixed in with it. So much so that I cannot meet his gaze. How am I supposed to answer him? Although I cannot tell if he is telling me the truth, Goshan has been a slave these past few years and has tasted more than his fair share of hardship and bitterness. How could I not understand this overly cautious attitude? Don't I also live through the same dilemma every day? Well, Ayu can trust her friends without question. Fuchai cannot. Maybe your majesty still does not believe me, but everything I have, including my own life, is at your mercy. If I lied to you, I might survive today, but would I be able to survive past tomorrow or the day after? If I may speak my mind, if we save the princess, everyone will be happy. If we can't save her, then we will be no worse off than we are right now. But the longer we wait, the worse the consequences will be. If we leave now by the waterway, we can reach the doctor in 2 days. If the divine doctor says she can't be saved, you may cut off my head and present it to the King of Key. And that will be the 3rd or 4th decapitation. Should I start like a decapitation counter? Should I do that? You are the king of... You're the king of Ing, therefore I would not blame you if you used me as a scapegoat for the kingdom. But would you be satisfied if you did not at least try to save the princess? They have caught up with me. The lives of the princess and I, the diplomatic relations between Ing and Key, are now in your hands. Let's take the gamble. Oh, it's gonna be another choice, isn't it? Oh man, he is looking awesome. Oh, okay. Have a good rest, buddy. Have a good rest. I'm probably gonna wrap up in a minute or two anyway. Whoa, we got a sword. Big. Big, 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 big. This is the best opportunity for us to kill Gojan. As for the crime, dead men tell no tales, so we can spin it however we please. But... oh my gosh. Alright. Gonna save this. And, I think I'm... we just got edgy. I like him, but, like, I'm so worried about doing a playthrough without reading a walkthrough just in case, but... are we feeling bloodthirsty? Do we want to murder him? I don't know, like, I feel like I care about him a little bit. I feel bad for him. He's just... he tried to save us from drowning and we beat him up, and then he found out we were the king, and he wants to survive. He's kind of scrappy. Blood pup mode. You know what? I think... kill. Okay, there two people say kill. I think I'm gonna actually just cut it over here. We can't kill him, I know, right? I feel like this decision's gonna take way too long to make. And I need to take a break and get some air and walk my puppy. So honestly, I would love to pick this back up again tomorrow or the day after. If you guys all want to join me another day, so let me see if I can find a target for a raid, perhaps. Let me see. Does anyone know who's streaming right now? Let's see. I don't know anybody right now. You know what? There is another dog that I follow who's streaming. So let's... I don't know. Are they gonna... is it okay? Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous about raiding people. But I was blessed with a million raids today, so I'm gonna just... anyone wanna, let's see. When we jump in, you wanna just yell, like, doggos raiding doggos? That might work? Something like dog eat dog. Star pup raid. Star pup raid is fun. Yeah, alright, let's do this. Let's heckin' go. Is it working? Is it working? Ah, it's not working. Alright, let's go. If it's not working already, there we go.